Well, a somber mood of everyone overreacting, but I'm here to talk some, not really positivity, but sense, I'd say. Manchester United, as you all know, just lost 3-1 to Manchester City. It's a day after when the reaction was meant to be, because I thought I'd give myself a bit more time to compose and give a level-headed opinion on this, because obviously I was fuming when we lost. I'm just going to start this out by saying Manchester City are the best team in the world. On the pitch, I think only Bayern come close, and I still think City would win against Bayern. They've been a team that's been well drilled over 8-9 years, got the best players, and one of the best managers in the world, and we got outclassed. It's as simple as that. Onana showing the keeper that we bought, making some absolutely fantastic saves during the game. Not enough to keep us in. We've got a few things I'd like to talk about. Firstly, being substitutions, and new signings, and then we'll talk about Erik ten Hag. Firstly, I'd like to say Amrabat came off. It changed the game. I understand why that was. He was on a yellow card. He's also returning from injury. With the amount of injuries we've had this season, it's obviously understandable for Erik to be cautious. It changed the game. It lost us the game. It's as simple as that for me. Amrabat has been quality since coming in, and he's looked stable. One day I would like to see a midfield of him, Casemiro, and Mount. May never happen, but I'd love to see it. I understand why the substitution was made. Lost us the game. Simple as that, really. There's not much more to dive into it. Then I saw a thing about someone on Twitter, some mouthpiece that rants off for clicks and views, saying Ten Hag signed Mount for 60 million and he's barely playing him. He signed Reguilon on loan and he's not starting him. He's subbing Amrabat off after half an hour. Clearly these signings he's making he doesn't trust. What a load of horseshit. What a load of horseshit. We've had, nearly 16 injuries so far this season? 16 injuries. That's a whole squad's worth of injuries. And Amrabat's come back from injury, picked up a knock in the international break. Clearly doesn't want to risk him too much, especially in a game. To be honest, we're never going to beat City. It's nice to think we were, but we were never going to beat City. The more important game is against Newcastle, where we can actually win and progress and hopefully win a trophy. But he brought him off at half-time. It's clearly because he's been injured, and he's working his way back, and he doesn't want to overuse him too early, because we've done that. We've seen that already with Martinez. Brought Martinez back for the World Tour of the USA, and now he's out for months. Yeah, he clearly doesn't want to risk these players that are coming back from consistent, reoccurring injuries too frequently. It's the same with Mount. Why is Mount not starting? Mount was injured at Chelsea, came to us, started a few games, got injured, came back and then got injured again, to the best of my knowledge. And it's the same reoccurring injury every time. He clearly doesn't want to bring him on for 90 minutes in an intense game every week, for him to get injured again until he's fully rested. I guarantee you, Mason Mount, Amrabat are not 100%. They can't be. With the amount of games that we're playing consistently and the injuries that they've been coming back from, which are little niggly ones that keep reoccurring. Same with Varane. He says Varane was tactical. I don't believe that. I think that's, as you know with Varane, he keeps coming back, getting injured, coming back, getting injured. Reguilon, come back from 2 injuries. Yeah, clearly doesn't want to risk him for a full 90. It's not that he doesn't trust these players, it's that we're so petrified because the amount of injuries we've had, we're actually giving our players time to heal instead of rushing them back in because he's got no one else to play. Ten Hag's not a miracle worker. Yeah, he plays out from the back. His back 5 are not there. Shaw, Varane, Martinez, Wan-Bissaka, Casemiro. I know Wan-Bissaka isn't really part of his starting back 5, but still, well, it is his starting player. As much as it isn't his player, it's still his starting player. Yeah, those 5 are not here. The foundation for our team are all injured. How can you build from the back forward when your whole foundation and core are gone? Bruno Fernandes is trusted with the freedom because Casemiro's there. Casemiro's not there. That's, to me, I know I'm straying from a point, but I can see what he's trying to do with Bruno Fernandes. He doesn't trust him to retain the ball in the middle of the park without a player like Casemiro on the pitch. Tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, so he's pushing him out wide to do the Tadic experiment, as I call it, as he did with Dusan Tadic. Played that kind of false 9-10 position, then made him a winger. And it's clearly not working with Bruno Fernandes, but I think it's because he doesn't trust Bruno Fernandes in the midfield not to lose possession in these big games. It's hard to say because I love Bruno Fernandes, but it is. As well, I'm beginning to see what people are saying of him not being captain material. His body language during that game, when they scored, he wasn't rallying anyone up. His head's down, crying, really. I love Bruno, but we need better leaders in that squad. Back to what I'm saying. He's not got his foundation. How would you expect a manager who plays a very, very hard and complicated style of football and a very intense style of football to not have his fundamental players there? It is so hard. We're not Tottenham. I keep mixing all my points together. That's why I said I gave myself a bit more time to make this video. What I'd say is as well with Tottenham is Tottenham have no expectations. Yeah, and just come in. Young players. Yeah, managed to bring in a few players of his own, and he's got them playing a style that is really good. But that is never going to happen at Manchester United. No matter how many managers you go through, that has happened at Tottenham is never going to happen here. But back to my point with the injuries, Ten Hag clearly last season has compromised his style of play to suit Rashford and Bruno. Yeah, he's come into this season, signed more players, signed a goalkeeper, signed a midfielder, and he's like, okay, it is now time to develop more into my style of football. And then all his players have got injured. And he's up shit's creek without a paddle. He's developed his style of play forward, but it's actually gone back because of all the injuries, and now he's trying to revert back to compromising his style of play to suit the players that are available to him, and it's a mess. It is a mess. But it is not a mess of his doing or his making. It is, I fully believe it's solely down to injuries. And if we had all of our players back fit, I don't think we'd be in the position we are now. And I still think we can make top 4 this season with the players coming back near the end of the season. That's just my opinion. I'm going to go on to substitutions. And I'm going to end this because I do actually have to go. But I wanted to make this video nice, energetic for you. I was there at the game. Brought Rasmus Højlund off. And the boos that echoed the place. The boos that echoed the place. I don't think there was a fan that wasn't booing when Rasmus Højlund came off. There's only so many times you can do that. It's happened twice now. And I don't think it was for Martial coming on. I think it was the fact that he brought Højlund off before Rashford. Old Trafford, yeah, people around me in my seats are finding out Marcus Rashford. What I've been telling you for years, what I made a video on. Ten Hag can pick a team, and I know he's saying he's trying to play Rashford into form, but he can't make Rashford enter 50-50s. He can't. That's up to Rashford himself. And I think Old Trafford is beginning to realise Marcus Rashford out, and they're turning. They're not singing his name anymore. Not when I've been there. They booed him when Rasmus Højlund came off. Well, they booed Rasmus Højlund coming off. But I guarantee you, if Marcus Rashford had come off that pitch, that you could hear a pin drop. No one would say anything. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Rant over. I'm going to go do my match preview for Newcastle. Hopefully, I will catch you guys there. Thank you for watching this video. I've been Willow Sportster. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.